Alright, so let's start with Macroeconomics Lecture 2 Part 2. So here we're going to do macroeconomics from A to Z. So now here in this video we're going to study about the four factors of production in household sector, right, which is the fourth sector. So here in household sector we have discussed 3 points like who are households. So households are the individuals who participate in an economy by purchasing consumer goods, and they are also the owners of primary factors of production. Now, what do we understand by primary factors of production? So, economy and consumer goods we have already done, and we're going to study about primary factors of production. So, what are primary factors of production? So, primary factors of production are those FOPs which are used in all the production activities, right? Like land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur are the primary factors of production. Now, when there's this term called primary, so there must be secondary as well. So, what are secondary factors of production? Like raw materials which are used subjectively to their production activities, right? So let's talk about primary FOCs, that is first land. So now land, so it refers to all the natural resources, for example minerals and all the natural capital from which we can make money from, available for the production activity in an economy, for example land, river, minerals, trees, and etc. And we earn rent from land and royalty from minerals. So the income from land FOP is rent and royalty. Right, now let's talk about labor. So labor include all the active individuals, and all the work done by the households in the market are done by labor, right? So there are two kinds, that is skilled labor and unskilled labor, right? Now what are the income of FOP of labor is wages, okay, not income, wages specifically. Let's talk about capital now, which we have already discussed, I think. So these are the funds, the money which is required to purchase capital goods. It is the money which is required to purchase capital goods. Right. Now, what are capital goods? We have already studied. Capital goods are those goods which are used in the production process and are of high value. These are the fixed assets of the producer and also involve depreciation. These goods are required for the further production of other goods and services for a long period of time, which is equal to or more than 1 year. Right. Now, so in any addition to stock of capital is known as real investment. Right. And any addition to capital, that is money which is used to purchase more capital goods, is known as financial investment or savings. For example, let's say कि we have fixed deposits and डिबेंचर्स या बॉन्ड्स एंड एक्सेट्रा. सो उसकी वजह से हमारा जो कैपिटल होता है वो फॉर्म होता है, कैपिटल बनता जाता है, विच इज़ नोन एज, हमारा जो कैपिटल है वो बनता जाता है विच इज़ नोन एज फिनेंशियल इन्वेस्टमेंट या फिर सेविंग्स, जिसकी वजह से हम और मशीन वगैरह खरीद सकते हैं, राइट? Now, what do we understand by real? So real means anything which is in commodity, purchasing power, service, etc. Nominal का मतलब होता है anything which has a value attached to it. Monetary means everything in money terms, and households contribute to investment by मतलब to capital goods by either purchasing a new house or through residential construction investment. All right. Okay. Now, a lot of people say कि land is an investment. So land is not a capital good, land is not a commodity, it is a mineral, it is a natural resource. So increase in value of land does not imply capital gains because it is not an investment or a commodity. Okay? It is a natural resource. Now there's a question that why can't everybody become entrepreneurs? Because everybody does not have risk taking ability, and entrepreneurship requires risk taking ability, right? So let's talk about entrepreneurship. So it refers to all the activities of the households where they arrange all the inputs into production activities and that into a business, generating a business, and they earn profit out of it, right? So my question is why entrepreneurs should get profit? Because there are risks involved by the entrepreneurs, you know, to the entrepreneur, and obviously there are value additions which is emitted by an entrepreneur. Why entrepreneurship is important? First, to organize all the factors of production, right? And second, to innovate, because natural growth rate in population and technology leads to natural growth of an economy, which is done by entrepreneurship, of course. Now, let's take an example. So Soviet Union, that is Russia and 15 other countries till 1991 until they disintegrated, lag behind in innovation in the 60s than America. Why? Because America introduced electronic chips, which changes every 3 4 years, right? And Union also Soviet Union also introduced it in 1960s. But by 1980s, Americans were extremely rich because they used to upgrade their technologies by entrepreneurship, by Silicon Valley, supercomputers, and Soviet were still stuck in 1960s. Okay, thank you.